shins or the ankles are crossed and the heels are very much aligned to the midline of your pants or your body. If you sit in Vidrasana, warrior pose, make sure that your heels are pointing up and not splaying out. So then you feel the stretch on the top, good morning, of the feet. And then from there you feel the sit bones or on your heels or on the floor and root them down. Root them down towards the floor, so that's your anchor point, and from there you start lifting the spine nice and tall. So the crown of the head goes up, and you have a long neck. Most of the time your chin wants to go forward, so pull the chin slightly in towards your Adam's apple, and make sure that your spine is elongating, and that the vertebrae of your neck are straight above from the rest of the spine. While you're here, you feel free to right hand under, left hand in top of the right hand, and the thumbs are touching. And then from here, just have your eyes pointed on one point. This is called drishti, and it's kind of a gazing. So you're resting the eyes on one point. Sometimes it will be the thumb, sometimes it will be the tip of the nose, in between the eyebrows, your foot, or another point, but I will call that out. Now, for now, you look into the everything and into the nothing. Start feeling the physical body. How does your physical body feel? Don't change, just feel. Note. How do you feel mentally? How do you feel emotionally? How does your heart feel spiritually? Place your attention to the breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose constantly. And from there, you went from unconscious breathing to conscious breathing already. Every inhale, make it a little fuller. And every exhale, deepen that exhale and draw that belly in. This is your Uddiyana Bandha. Draw that belly button in towards the spine. Inhale. Fill up the lungs, fill up the belly area. Lifting your Mula Bandha, which is your pelvic floor muscles, lift it up. So you lock the energy inside the body so it cannot drip out. And then on the exhale again, Uddiyana Bandha goes in. At the end of the exhale, pull it in towards the spine. Those two bandhas are very important for stability and to move your energy around in your body. Then from here, bring the hands in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your heart. You can close the eyes if that goes easy for you, or just gaze at the fingertips. This is a spot where you can place your intention. Something what you want to learn on the mat, but also can use off the mat, because that's where the real yoga is. This is just practice. An intention can be a person that needs a little bit more energy, so picture that person in front of you. Maybe even write the name in your thoughts. But it could also be something like humble, or patience, playful, freedom. Whatever your intention is, feel it. Seal it in between your hands before you set it free. Have your intention. Inhale, arms sweep up all the way. Blink your eyes open, and exhale, open the arms nice and wide and surround yourself with it. Then from here, move your hands forward, coming up onto all fours, hands underneath the shoulders. Knees open, underneath the hip points. Press the hands into the floor and feel the stability of the floor, and push your hands and your knees against it. So if you push the hands against the floor, it will lift you up. I can also just place my hands and just dump my weight in it. This is not active. So make it active, charge the body. And then from here, on your inhale, peel the chest through your upper arms, and then gaze at the tip of the nose, hollow your spine. Exhale, chin towards chest, round your upper back, dome it. Belly goes in, chin to chest. Inhale, start arching, leaning forward, coming forward and up. Cow pose. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding, push the floor away, dome your upper back. Inhale, start arching, peeling the chest forward, just feeling the spine. Exhale, rounding, articulate in between every single vertebrae. Inhale, start arching, leaning forward, coming forward and up. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the upper back. Tuck your tailbone on. 2 more times on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. From here, curl the toes under, move the buttocks towards your heels, looking down at the toes, and then push so firmly with your hands that your knees are off the floor. Keep looking down and then hike your hips up. And then draw the heels down, so now you're in your downward facing dog. Remember, it's okay to have bent knees, but take a diagonal line from the wrist all the way to your hip points and your sit bone. Move the chest towards your thighs and let your head dangle. So say yes and say some no. No tension in the neck. Press the floor firmly down and forward so you move your sit bones nice and high. Draw the belly in and breathe. If you can straighten the legs, but don't let the spine go for a rounding. Keep the spine nice and straight. So in the yoga, it is spine first and then the limbs. So spine nice and straight, get decompression, it gets broad and long in the side waist. And really move your chest towards your thighs. Straighten the arms, spreading those fingers nice and wide, leaning into your thumb and your index finger a little bit more, and then hug the forearms towards one another so you have some traction in between the mat, as if you want to get a nice ripple in the midline of your mat. So this activity feels like a lot, I know. Now to get out of the shoulders but go into your upper back, rotate the triceps back towards your shin bones and the back of the mat. That will broaden your shoulder blades, and therefore you're in your shoulder girdle. Much more strength there than only in the shoulder heads. It's a vulnerable joint. From here, start moving right, left. Take a breath to move around, bending one knee on the inhale, and then exhale, bend the other knee. Sway your hips from side to side so you go meet your lower back today. And just feel if there are any stiffnesses, any tender spots, and just let them be there, work with them. Maybe feel something else if you're tensing up your neck, your jaw. Let the jaw be part. And some space in between the molars and the teeth. You can place your tongue against the backside of your upper teeth. Just gentle touch. Because the mouth, once you tense up, the first thing, if it's getting hard, so probably you will feel it and will start eating your lower lip. Now from here, last pedal. On your inhale, reaching the heels high. Sit bones even higher, chest towards your thighs. And then exhale, draw the heels down. Gaze comes forward in between the hands. And then start walking onto the tippy toes, all the way forward. Feel that the pressure comes more into the hands while you walk forward. Do your best to land in between your hands. Big toes touch. Hands on the shin bones, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, lean in the ball of the foot, release the head down. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way up. You can bend the knees if you have lower back problems. And then bring the arms up. Exhale through heart center and then to Samasthiti. Watch your feet. Are your balls of the feet together? And then a slight, easy space in between the heels. So press the heels out without moving the heels, because then you're standing like this. So from there, when the balls of the feet are touching, maybe the toes are touching, spread out. So now you have an active leg. Feel the muscles of the calf muscles going around the bones, the tibia and the fibula, lifting up the kneecaps, and then feel the activation of your quads. From the activation of the quad, you lengthen your tailbone slightly down, draw the belly in, bandhas active. And then from there, chest bone goes up, rotate shoulders back and down, and then the thumbs turn out. Feel the broadness. More room to breathe. On your inhale, sweep your arms sideways, lengthen. The arms can be touching or first here. Exhale, swan dive down, led by the chest, forward fold, release the head down. Inhale, hands on shin bones or on floor, look forward, straighten your spine. Exhale, forward fold back, pull the belly in. Inhale, root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way, tailbone long, hands up. Exhale, Samastitihi, turn thumbs. I step out, you continue. Ekam, inhale, arms rise, lengthen sideways. Exhale, forward fold from below the hips, and if you go forward and you round your spine, pull that belly in. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Root to rise, feet root, arms come sideways. Swan dive, back up, lengthen sideways and arms. Exhale, Samastitihi, Surya Namaskara, A. Step to the front of the mat. And then from here, Ekam, inhale, arms rise, lengthen the side waist. Exhale, forward fold. Coming down with the hands, bend your knees if you have to. Halfway lift, lengthen the gaze forward in the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, bend your knees, stepping back, high plank. Then take a breather in, push those hands down. Now from here, if you know that you need a little bit modification, plant the knees. If not, shift the heels forward, go forward and then down. Keep the collarbones nice and broad. All the way down, untuck the toes, point the toes far away behind you, and then rotate the shoulders back. Chin is still on the chest, and the last one to come up is the chin. Exhale, coming back, rolling over the knees or over the toes to your downward facing dog, and take a tiny step closer with your feet towards your hands. Don't move the hands because the hands are not used to walk. Draw that belly deeply in. Remember the shoulder girdle, moving the shoulder blades away from each other. Press those hands down. Are your forearms moving in towards one another? Feel the traction, the strength. 2 more cycles here. Release the neck. Gaze at your toes, knees, or at the belly button. And on your next exhale, when it's there, bring the gaze forward in between the hands. Bend the knees, prepare. And then start the inhale, stepping forward in between the hands, halfway lift front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold, draw belly in. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way, tailbone long and down. Hands are up. Exhale, hands to Samastitihi. Ekam, inhale, arms rise. Dwe, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, step back, high to low plank. Move forward and down. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Point the toes back, extend your lower back. Exhale, sat, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Adjust your feet. Your feet are hip width apart, which is always your shoe size, in between your feet. Long waist. Make sure your arms are straight, because if the arms are not straight, you're powering through. It's called power yoga, but it's not really a power pose. This is a resting pose in the power yoga. Really? Yeah. At first it doesn't feel like that. But if there are too many down dogs, you can always place the knees. If you feel that you need rest, you can place the knees and go in your child's pose, and then you just surrender to the floor. So this is a very, very, very good friend here. And you just drop everything. You can take that 1 time in class, you can take that 10 times in class. 2 more cycles. Lean into the index finger and the thumb. Then from there, when your exhale is there, bring the gaze in between the hands. Start and prepare. Inhale, step or hop forward, halfway lift at the end of the inhale. Exhale, fold forward, belly in. Root to rise, Nava, all the way up, lengthen. Tailbone down. Sweep the hands towards one another and Samastitihi. 1 more time. Ekam, inhale. Dwe, exhale. Trini, inhale, lengthen, look forward, shoulders away from ears. Chatwari, exhale, hop or step back, high to low plank, Chaturanga. Pancha, inhale, upwards facing dog. Make sure the toes are pointed back and your knees are lifted off the floor if you do upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back, downward facing dog. Adjust your feet, breathe. 1. 2. Hike the hips up. 3. Belly firmly in. 4. Last one. When your exhale is there, gaze forward, bend your knees, lift your heels, step, hopper, floats, halfway lift at the inhale. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Root to rise, swan dive back up, but you can bend the knees if you need to. Tailbone long. Exhale, hands through heart center. I just wait a sec. And then from here, bend your knees. Weight into the heels, arms, fingers scrape, and the arms rise up. Utkatasana. Move your shins back. Weight is in the heels. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the ankles. Arms are straight wherever they are straight. Open arm is easier to straighten the arms. Don't go for here. Go for straight. Then exhale, fold forward. Release the head down, forehead towards the shin, belly in. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step or hop back, high to low plank, forward and down. Inhale, peel the chest, cobra upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing. Right foot steps forward next to the right thumb, back foot turns 45 degrees. If you can make it, help your foot a little bit more forward. When your inhale is there and the balance is there, rise up into your warrior one. Exhale, hands go down, framing front foot, step back and lower down. Inhale, peel the chest open, upward facing. Exhale, roll back over the toes, other side. Left foot steps forward, bring it next to the left thumb, back foot 45 degrees. Rise up on your inhale. Back leg straight, front leg is going to be bent. Exhale, flow it all the way back down and high to low plank. Inhale, peel the chest, charging the legs to get out of the lower back. Exhale, chin tucks, lifting hips up and back, downward facing. Breathing here for 4. Inhale and exhale. So I would suggest bend your knees a little. Step your focus on the front. And then move the heart towards your thighs. Try to straighten the arms and breathe into your hands. Stay this one. Got this one stop. 2 more cycles. Lengthen the tailbone. Sit bones. Good. Don't let the knees fall towards one another. Keep them spacious in between the knees so they don't fall together. And then on your next exhale, bend your knees. Gaze forward. Start your inhale. Step, hopper, float. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way up. And I forgot the Utkatasana, so sit down. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, come to standing. One more time. Bend knees, scrape the fingertips, inhale. Exhale, feet together, knees together. Exhale, come to a forward fold, fingertips touch the floor and forehead to shins. Halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, hands plant, step or hop or float back, high to low plank. Inhale, hard through your arms, coming forward, point those toes. Exhale, moving back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps next to your right thumb and help it. That's your distance, your alignment. Back foot 45 degrees. When the balance is there, rise. Exhale, flow it all the way down. High to low plank, move forward and down. Keep looking forward. Inhale, coming up to your upward facing or cobra, roll back. Downward facing, other side. Left foot steps forward. Back foot turns out 45 degrees. Lean the outer edge of your foot. Rise your arms. Turn the hand palms towards one another and take the external rotation by moving your tricep forward and then up. Exhale, flow it down. Frame the front foot, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, peel the chest open, lungs full of air. Inflate. Exhale, belly in and up. Hips up. Down dog. There you are, breathe. And again, remember, feel that your neck can be relaxed. So drop your head. No tension in the neck. You will get a headache if you always lift your neck or tense up here. Lengthen the side waist. Be firm in the belly. Pull that belly in. Yes. If you see your heels behind the ball of the foot or your ankle, make them invisible. So change it a little. Yes, good. Watch the knee, don't let them collapse inwards. Keep them kind of in line with your ankles and then towards your hips. Slowly from your exhale, looking forward, bend your knees, prepare. Start the inhale, hop forward, step forward, halfway lift to the end of the inhale. Exhale, forward fold, and now weight travels into the heels, arms rise up, Utkatasana chair pose. Arms straight, exhale, hands in front of your heart. From here, arms sweep, right leg is rising. Exhale, bring the right leg down. Change. Inhale, left leg is rising, arms up. Exhale, hands go down, stamp it down. One more time. Inhale, sweeping up. Lift and elevate your chest. Root down through your left foot, place the right foot down. Inhale, sweeping up. Everything is charged. And exhale, hands down, feet down. Inhale, sweep the arms up frontal, interlace those fingers, Kali Mudra, and then from there, take a Nutcracker Pose. So your upper arms are next to your ears, tailbone lengthens down, charging the legs, lifting up on the inhale, and on the exhale, you move to the right, and your hips move to the left. Don't start moving the chest towards the floor. Keep in one nice line. Inhale, lifting up, lengthen. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Feel both feet into the floor, so charge the legs. Really plant and root. Inhale, go back to center and lifting, get tall like whoop in a tube. And then exhale, move to the other side, right side. Hips to the left. Inhale, move it up, lift up. Exhale, change sides. A little faster, inhale up. Exhale, move to the right. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. So the reset is in the middle. Inhale up. Exhale, get taller every single time. Inhale up. Charge the legs. Exhale, weight is into the heels. Inhale up. Exhale and stay. Charge your arms. Move the hips to the left. And straighten the arms. So I would like to see the Nutcracker biceps next to your ears. Chin away from your chest. Start breathing. How is your breath? The quality of breath. Or is it frantic? Make it a little easier by coming a little bit more straight up. Reach. Inhale all the way up to center. Exhale, moving over to the left side, hips to the right, left armpit forward. Feel both feet equally. Chin parallel and breathing. 1. Belly in. 2. Feel the stretch on the right side and the strengthening part on the left. 2. And 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arms stay next to the ears. Shoot your booty back. And then from there, come with the fingertips in front, far in front of your toes, about ½ meter. And then don't round the spine. If you have to bend your knees to touch the floor, go ahead, bend your knees. Don't let the arms sink, they're still ½ meter in front. And really stretching out. Maybe your chest is onto your thigh, that's okay, my knees are totally bent. And then from here, hands go back. Reaching the chest forward. Hands go back. Interlace those fingers, your chest is still on your thighs. Interlace the finger and remember the grip. Exhale, head towards your knees and shin bones, and then start straightening your legs. Arms go up and over, pull the belly in, release the neck. Slowly bend your knees. Coming forward with the arms, reaching for something that you really want to have. Sinking low, arms forward, arms forward. That always happens. You don't hear every cue. That's totally normal. And then from here, the other unhappy grip, let me call it that. And then chest on thighs, lean into the ball of the foot, and then lifting up and over with the chest over to the thighs, arms up towards the sky. Release the neck, release the jaw. Just note if your hand palms are open, don't change it, but note. On your next inhale, bend your knees, let the clasp go and arms come forward. Now you all got it. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Stepping back, high plank. And now before we go down, push. So charge, get more and push. Heels are up. Go onto the big toes, maybe second toe, and then go forward. Keep the collarbones broad. Stay elevated off the floor. Roll over the toes. Coming into upward facing dog. And remember, knees are off the floor, so you need to charge your legs. Yes, because otherwise you're hanging in your lower back. Peel the chest. Exhale, move back. Downward facing. Let's go for a little bit onto the knees and hands. Ooh, that's welcome, huh? When you're here, charge those arms again. Get the spine and the neck vertebrae in one line, so not the head is sinking. Get everything in one line, use the belly. Inhale, right arm reaches all the way up, twisting open. Exhale, right hand goes in front of the left knee, and then place your shoulder in the midline of the mat. And then gaze goes up towards the clouds, the sky. Left fingertips, tent, like a spider. So the fingertips are lifted and not flat onto the floor. So like a spider walking. Yes, and then from here, if you want, left arm can go up. Gaze at your left fingertips. Make sure that you roll further and further to the back side of your skull. And your ear is not crunching because you crunch your neck. Try to find, Marcel, the shoulder onto the floor. So lean with the shoulder. Maybe you have to go forward a little bit more. And take your hands next to your face. So you can really lean with the shoulder or the forearm or the elbow if it's not reachable there for you. Then from here, left hand goes again, now flat onto the floor. Now inhale, lifting the right arm up as we did before. Exhale, hand goes next to the left. And there we are, all fours. Other side. Left hand's reaching up and around. Exhale, left hand goes towards the left knee. Stay spacious between the shoulder and your thighs. Tense the fingertips from the right hand and then gaze up towards your right shoulder so you roll towards the back side of your skull. If you want more, bring the right arm up. Gaze up and see the fingers in your sight. Moving the right hip a little bit away because it wants to hike up towards your right shoulder. Keep pressing with your left arm a lot. Keep reaching with your right hand up to the sky, high. Slowly, right hand comes down, flat onto the floor. Inhale, lifting and peeling the left arm up where it was before. And exhale, hands go down. Tuck your toes, buttocks towards the heels. Your distance from all fours is the distance that you have in your downward facing dog. So buttocks towards the heels, press the floor, looking down towards your toes, and then lift your hips up in downward facing dog. Keep the hips square, but step the feet together. Not many times that I say it, but if you go to three-legged dog, it's nice because you're more balanced. Right leg goes back and up. Keep the leg straight, toes flexed as if they're still standing on the floor. Don't hike your hip open. Draw the right hip down next to the left. Move the chest towards your thighs and triceps back. Keep into the upper back and not in your shoulder girdle. Point the right toe, bring the knee in towards the nose, maybe even touch it or kiss it. Inhale, reach it back all the way, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Take another inhale, look forward and step your right foot next to your right thumb. If that's impossible and you land somewhere here, take your right hand, the right foot, and bring it forward. It's all about alignment. Bend your right knee a lot, reaching the chest forward and then come up. Squeezing the inner thighs, move them towards one another, activate bandhas, and the arms are up. Arms are straight if you can, or open them, then they will become straight. Hand palms facing towards one another. If they're here, here, or here. Tucking your tailbone slightly, lifting your back heel off the floor. It's a high lunge, so don't dump it in. If you can, lift. Exhale, hands go forward, planting the fingertips in front of the foot, and then take flight, long or no, a bent strong leg, and then take off. And then start straightening the left leg and the right. Keep the hips next to each other. Now bring the chin slightly more in towards the chest. Maybe you can lean on one finger. Maybe you need a block to lean up. And if you want, bring the hands in front of your heart. Press into the prayer hands. Floating, breathing, taking time. If you fall out, don't worry. Hands go down towards the floor. Step your left foot far back, bend your right knee. Exhaling. Left knee goes onto the floor, find your balance. Inhale, bring your arms up. Anjane. Watch it. No hand palms towards me. It's not hands up because I will shoot. It's hand palms towards one another. Now by pulling the right heel towards the left knee, you will recruit the strength and the hips maintain straight forward. Exhale, tend to the fingertips, shifting the weight back. Half Hanuman. Shoot your hips back. Right hip wants to come forward, so move it back in space. And dorsiflex your foot. Your leg can be bent. Don't worry. If you feel your hamstring, you're doing it correctly. Don't bring your buttocks onto your heels yet and reach your chest forward. Spine first. Knee can be bent. If the spine is straight, then maybe straighten the leg. Don't have to. Then from here, the right foot steps down, hands frame the front foot, lifting the back knee. Take your right foot next to the left, high plank. Balance here, inhale. Exhale, move forward and down. I go in cobra, point the toes, rolling shoulders back, and my pubis is onto the floor. Yeah? Exhale, moving back over the toes, and stepping myself back into downward facing dog. Step your feet. Step your feet together. Inhale, left leg, rise and keep the hips next to each other. Yes, flex your foot. So yes, Charlie Chaplin in the house, and check your toes. There is your big left toe pointing to the right inner ankle, or is it pointing out to the neighbor? So drop your head, it's still a downward facing dog, but with 3 legs. So release your neck. Yep, and then check your foot. Even if it's slightly out, correct it. Move the toe inward to the midline of your body. Yes. Now point the toe and then bring the knee towards your nose on an exhale. Touch it, kiss it, whatever, hug it. Inhale, bring it back up to 3-legged dog. And an exhale, knee to nose. Take a breather in here, look forward, and then plant your left foot next to the left thumb. Take your balance, take another inhale if you need to. But then the other inhale, after an exhale of course, brings your arms up to high lunge. Watch your back heel. It wants to dump the weight to the back. Lift that heel up and charge the upper body up. Good. Now sink a little bit more through your front left knee and keep the heel elevated. You start feeling the right hip flexor. Charge the legs by straightening it. So you can straighten it by moving just the leg back, but then you're going to start to hang in your ligaments, or you keep it just here when it's there, and then you just start straightening, and then you feel the activation. Arms are here. Lengthen the rib cage away from your hips, and then from there lean forward, fingertips on the block or in front of the toes, and then take strength into the left leg, reaching forward, coming up, flex your left foot, right foot, sorry. Left is of course flexed because it's on the floor. And then reach the chest forward, shoulders drop into the sockets. Now bring the chin slightly more in towards the chest so you look straight down. Then when you have the balance and the charge in the body, hands at the heart, press into the prayer hands. Breathing. Reaching the crown forward, reaching the right heel back. If you fall out, don't worry about it. If you have to step out, go ahead. Slowly from here, release those fingertips down. And then stepping far back, bend your left knee, exhaling, right foot far back. Lower the right knee, take the balance. Inhale will bring you up. And first maybe shoulders over your right knee. Then maybe adjust, maybe your step was not far enough back, and then pull the left heel in towards the right knee, and that will move your hips forward, and then also will keep the safety of your hips. Lengthen, 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 maybe just micro wiggles. Maybe peel the chest a little more, so you go for kind of a back bend, but you reach up and then you reach back. So no pain or pinching in the lower back. So charge the legs, really pull the heel towards your back right knee. Yes, so the heel is carrying more weight than the ball of the foot, because otherwise I cannot pull. Then from there, hands go down, framing the front foot onto the fingertips, shifting on the exhale back. Reaching that heart forward, shoulders drop into the socket. Keep your booty elevated and away from your right heel. Then left hip moves next to the right one. If your spine is straight, then go think about straightening the left leg. While you're there, breathing in and out. So if the gaze is there, flexing the front foot, keep it charged, maybe even spreading the toes out. And then stepping your left foot down, hands down, lifting the right knee off, and then push and step back. Keep the hips nice and low. Yep. Now push with the hands. And then move forward, look forward, and then chaturanga. Your choice. Cobra or upward facing dog. Lifting up, peeling. Exhale, head back down, roll over, downward facing dog. Step your feet hip width apart. Feel the length. Feel the shoulder girdle activating by triceps moving back. Index finger pointing straight forward. Yes. Right leg is rising on an inhale. Exhale, bring the right foot inside of your right thumb and step it down. Back foot turns 90 degrees out, and then windmill the arms up, warrior two. Back foot is carrying as much weight as your front foot. Now check your alignment. Sit bones parallel with the floor. So not something like this. So now my hips are not square, and my sit bone, left sit bone is higher. So move it in so you come with your shoulders over your hips. Then it becomes a hip opener. Rotate the right thigh out and back, and also the left one. Reaching over and gazing over your right middle finger. Lengthening, lengthening. From here, push off with the right heel. Strengthen the right leg and then sink. Ice skater. Or if you can go into Skandasana, go ahead, all the way down. Keep your back heel onto the floor, so I don't care where you are, but lengthen that spine. Slowly moving back, the front knee is bent, go back to your warrior two. Watch your alignment. Now again, moving back. Warrior two, then moving back. Straighten. Exhale, use the arms for balance, however you like it. You can also place them on the floor. Lengthen that spine. Let's go back to warrior two. And adjust your hips. One more time. We stay longer in Skandasana, exhaling. There you are. Now, if there is more room, stay. No, if there's more room, then you continue. If there's not more room, stay. Left hand goes in front of the left foot, right arm opens. You can also, if you're an ice skater, open your arms and just split them. And if you want, you can go all the way for a bind. Take your left hand around, take your right arm around. Bind and face forward to the front of the mat. Lifting the chest, spiraling. From here, inhale, coming slowly back. And then coming back to your warrior two. Back foot 90 degrees, adjust it if you have to. Adjust your hips up, adjust your shoulders. Right hand, left hand, windmill back. Drag your right leg on the inhale up to three-legged dog. And then do a three-legged vinyasa if you wish, or skip it all the way. Inhale, peeling the chest open, moving the hips towards your hands. Exhale, move back to your downward facing dog. Really feel. Triceps back, drop in the upper back, strong in the shoulder girdle. Release the neck. Other side. Left leg rising on the inhale. Exhale, left foot steps next to the left thumb, back foot turns out 19 degrees, not 45. Windmill those arms and adjust the hips. And again, not this one. Right hip down, feel the strength of the front leg, feel the straightness of the back leg. And then check your knee, it wants to fall in, don't let it fall in. Move the kneecap above the second and the third toe. Draw that Uddiyana Bandha in and the Mula Bandha, reaching through the shoulders away from each other. Then from there, straighten, inhale, and an exhale, sink in ice skater or Skandasana. You can also walk the hands on the floor, whatever you like. Then from here, look to the front leg, coming up, bend your front knee, coming back into your warrior two, spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. And again, bend, come into Skandasana, high or low, doesn't really matter. Dorsiflex your left foot, inhale, coming back, bending the front knee, straightening the back. Watch your knee, don't let it collapse in. And don't reach forward, you're with your shoulders here, so bend your knee and tucking your tailbone under. So it's not that you're somewhere here. Everything above the hips and in the line of your knees and your feet. One more time, just coming all the way, going all the way down, and then just stay here. You can split the arms. You can go for the right hand in front of the right foot, open the left collarbone, and spreading those arms out. If you want more because you're breathing, not because you hold your breath, right hand, rotate thumb down, go around, left hand rotates back, and then take with your right hand the left hand. Lift up on the inhale and peel on the exhale. Don't sit in your buttocks unless you have to. Slowly from here, moving those arms back how you came in. And then from there, coming back into your warrior two strongly. Watch it, no booty back. Yes, align yourself, adjust yourself. You feel your alignment is gone, and charge your leg, back leg. And really the outer edges pulling in. Then from here, left, right. Framing front foot, dragging on an inhale, your left leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged vinyasa, or not. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, moving back, downward facing. Your hands can come closer towards one another. So they're not so much, so bend your knees and place your hands a little closer. So I used to be with my chaturangas almost at the outer corners of the mat, but now for this one I'm going to take my hands and I'm scooting a little bit more back so I have a little bit more space. So I take them fairly narrow, almost my thumbs are touching, but I'm really spreading out my thumbs. So this way I can easier step outside of my pinky with the feet, or jump, or go 1, 2. So from here, move the buttocks towards your heels, lifting the booty up. What we're going to do is step, step, look forward like a froggy, and then step, step back. If you want to go a little bit more dynamic, then go step, 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 step. Or if you want to have more, you jump back and front. So you jump and look down. Up. Use your shoulder girdle strength, use your core. It's not so much the legs. It's core and it's shoulder strength. And really outside of the pinkies, because they at the end you have to go over the hands. Really? Yep. So do your best. 1, 2, that's good. 1, 2, a little further up to your fingertips. And you can bend your knees, because if you go from plank, it doesn't work. Yes? And bend your knees with your knee. Okay, so bend your knees like this. So I'm here, and then I go here, and then I go there. Then I have immediately my momentum. Yeah?
Okay.
No, almost. Froggy, almost done. In India, they love animals. I like them too. Okay, let's take a break. Ooh, I wish you was going to say that more often. So rotate those shoulders. So if it's correct, you feel a burn in the shoulder heads and you feel kind of like, that's your heartbeat, it's elevated. I'm sweating too, that's normal, right? So that's the heat, that's the power where you talk about in power yoga. So, and again, pay attention. How do you feel? Are you pushing through the class or are you breathing through class? Go for the last one. Breathe through class. So if breathing through class is like, whatever, here, if you really need rest, go here and surrender to the floor. So there's no fuss, it's all okay. Your best is good enough for me. So let it be definitely good enough for you. Very important. Okay, the next one you can try, it's a little play. So we can jump outside, or we can step outside your pinkies, or maybe you can wiggle your feet in front of your hands and then loop, cross the ankles. I have no idea where she's talking about. Okay, let me give you a visual then. I do the first version first, so easy, but easy is never easy. So once you're here, with my narrower hands than shoulder width, almost my thumbs touching, I go step and step. Froggy is in the house. Now I need to sit, I shift my elbows back and my shoulders go into the socket. There they are safe. Then from here I draw my belly in as a mama, or if you're a man, a papa. Then you go forward with the heels. Okay, great. Oh, I touch my toes, good. Now, reach your chest forward, look forward, then cross right over left. Move the feet back, lengthen that spine, and or forehead down. Feet are not on the floor, or chin down, lightly. My spine is here kind of straight again. Then to come back after 5 breaths, you come back. And you turn, whoops, and you turn, and then you place your feet back, or you step back to high plank. So that's option 1. Wherever you end,
That was the easy
that was the goal. Yeah, wherever you end, that's the goal. Doesn't matter. I'm not expecting that it works right away. Whoops. So now if you want to have a little bit more funkier one, you can go here, then bend, look forward, jump around, snuggle your shoulders as far under your knee pits as you can, and then sit and look, and then again, go through, shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breathers, and then I need to go back. Don't fall on your buttocks, so this all belly. Oops. And then I need to shoot back. And then I come up. And then you can do it again. Oh, what was that? Yeah? So let your hands be your feet. Well, my hands are hands. Meaning that what your toes do the whole day on the floor is now what your fingertips have to do. They have to grip and let go. If they grip, they will move the body back. If you lean forward and you give in, it will allow you to move forward. So shoulders, belly. As soon as the legs are crossed, reach the chest forward, then you go for a straight spine. And then you go for your forehead towards the floor or not. Or let's try to see where the play comes and where it ends. Just exploring. Okay, find your eeny meeny downward facing dog. Hands fairly narrow, not too narrow because your feet have to go through. Oh yeah. And then hop or step around, exhaling. And then walk your feet and now plant your shoulders as far as back to your knee pits as you can. Good. If the heels lift a little, that's fine. Now reach forward and try to get the hands down again. Yeah, so round your spine more in order to get your ears. And now you need to start looking forward because you want to hug the feet together. Yes, Now you have to move your shoulder heads back into the sockets and then point your feet so they can come through your arms. Point your feet, yes. One foot, maybe place them on the floor, wiggle them back. Yes, 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 place them on the floor. Yes, and now look forward, look forward, look forward, look forward. Straighten the spine, reach the chest forward. Oh, don't move the hands. And then maybe you're stuck here, that's good. So bring the forehead a little bit down and see if you can straighten the spine. So this one is at the end a straight spine and booty back. So that's probably your end point. 1, 2, breathing, breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming back, look forward. Now move and now start rounding your spine again when you, yes. And then one leg back. Look forward, look forward, look forward. One leg back. Yes. Let them scrape. Other leg back. Top the floor and then chop back. Touch the floor with the toes and then boom. Good. Inhale, upward facing. So for you. Yes. So what happened there is that she forgot to use her belly. So as soon as the leg go up, her hips sink down towards the floor. And then if you don't round and dome your upper back, you're going to sit on the floor. Happens many times to me too, no worries. So what they're to overcome is like the legs, they come back. So the legs, they come back. From here, they come back. You have to round and you have to press the shoulders. And then going or here or there. And then hop back. So if you drop, you're so low to the floor, no problems at all. So that was a nice one, right? Let's go upside down. So from here, we have the hands and you place them shoulder width apart, but you always do the measurement. Because sometimes you think you're very broad, sometimes you think you're very narrow. So you do the measurements. If you have the elbows down and you can wrap your fingertips around the triceps, that is your shoulder width, the bone structure. I'm not talking about the muscles, bone structure. Then, so not here, that's too wide. Yeah, so around. Then, if you want the easiest to come up, but not the safest, is the tripod. So where my elbow is, I place the middle of my hand. Where the other elbow is, I place it. So they're straight in front of my knees. Now my head goes over my fingertips. Not here, not here, not here. In a triangle. So I look forward, I lift my booty and I plant my forehead. Then I roll till I found the flat part of my skull. That is the fontanelle, that's the crown of yoga. The crown of the head. Shoulders into the socket, activate the belly, lifting up. Maybe you stop here. Elbows in, don't let them split out. Shoulders into the socket. Walk with the tippy toes, my heels stay together. And then I'm so close. And whoop. And once I'm with my shoulders, or my knees onto my elbows, not with my shoulders, you're in your headstand. You can stop anywhere on the way. The other variation is, again, same thing. So if you're more familiar, you go for the supported headstand. The lowest pinky goes in, not out. If you roll, yep, good. Then from there, you bring the crown of the head down, press the shoulders in, going on, and then drag your feet in. If that's a little bit too much, you can also go for the other option, lengthen. So the other option is that you tippy toe walk in, take one knee in towards the chest, and then move the heel towards the buttocks, and that will lift up the other leg. Keep the knee in, keep the heel in. Now when the other leg finds the midline, whoop, follow the midline. Do your variations, take about 10 breathers here. And then when you come back, stay a little low because your head was lower than your heart and you need to neutralize the head to heart line. Good. If you want to come back and you want to do back into a chaturanga, then that's totally fine. I will start walking around just if you need an assist. And watch, your shoulders are here, but your elbows are out there. So are your elbows shoulder width apart? Yes, good. So do the measurements. Yep. Now, dropping the shoulders into the socket, very good. Tippy toe walk in. Bring the hips over your shoulders. Keep the shoulders in. That's it. Now if you want, no. One knee in towards the chest. Yes, and then bring the heel up and go. No. This one stays. By moving the heel up, this other leg comes. Oh, it comes off. Now I do it, but you feel it, right? Good. And then you can bring this one up. Good. You found the midline. Now start looking with the feet for the midline. Go ahead. There you are. Tighten the buttocks. Yes, very good. And now breathe. Don't let you go. You're doing it yourself. If you had enough, bring one leg back down. Easy. Go on with the heels, with the buttocks. And then you are here. So also here, you start getting sweaty. Why? You just turned your world upside down. I will get sweaty if that happens. So that's normal. After doing more and more practice, it will become normalized again. Good. Nice. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. You're the mermaid. Yeah, and if you need time, then you just stay there, because here's the point where you have to tilt and something to do with your hips. Many times first, for a couple of years, you're like in your headstand, and then the legs, they go some kind of in an angle. Because to go straight, you need to tuck your tailbone and lengthen the tailbone up, but you're upside down, so it's kind of like, ooh. So that's scary, it feels scary. If ever happens that you start rolling, so always make sure that you have space in front, no block in front, because then you roll over the block. It's like a bump in the road. It hurts. So just tuck your chin. Doesn't matter if you're in this one, it's a little bit uncomfortable for the knuckles. But in this one, just tuck your chin and roll. Nothing will happen. Yes, you will have a woo. Just you sit back, you relax, and then you are okay. Yeah. So let's continue. Okay. Tuck your toes. Oh, again, it's still not over. Come on up, downward facing dog. Let's step your feet about mat with distance. Oh, yes, that feels good. And then sway the hips a little bit from left to right. Give some room. Oh, yeah. And then you also have a little bit more room maybe for your chest to go through your thighs. Oh, yeah. Now the neck, let it dangle. No tension in the neck. Left hand goes outside your right knee. And then if your elbow is bent, lower it towards, so you cross with your left hand on the outside of the knee, so it's like a three-legged downward facing dog, or 3 points down dog. And then you look over to the right. So if your arm is, yep, and look underneath your armpits, not over. Yes, and twist, spiral the chest through towards the neighbor. Yes, if you can straighten the legs, great. And then watch your hips, because one leg is going to get up, so square your hips. This hip moves back in space, and this, yes, that is square, very good. Now, if you're holding with your left hand, your right ankle or the outside of the right knee, twist the right heel in towards the midline of the mat. Now look at your big toe from the right foot. Then it's push and pull. Maybe give this left leg a lift. Maybe go high with this left leg. Maybe go for a two-legged down dog. So where do you recruit the strength? And then bring it easy back down. Not so easy. Just if you hover a centimeter or millimeter is good enough, huh? And keep the hand there. Oh yeah. Otherwise, yep. And then lift. Looking down at the toe. Good. Yes. Let's sink it back down. So that's why the arm needs to be straight. That's why the arm needs to be straight. If your arm is not straight, you cannot push and pull. You cannot push and pull. So if the elbow is here and they go up, it's just good luck. It's like, so if I can hold it, plug my shoulder in and plug the other one in, I have more control of the whole situation. So you see that I'm working there. If the elbow is bent, there's too much going on. I have to control my bicep, I have to control my forearm. I cannot push and pull because I'm just making a bicep curl. So try to get this arm straight. Let's try the other side. Hand shoulder width, feet mat width apart. Then again, wiggle from side to side. It feels good. Then the right hand, squaring the hips, keep them square. Right hand on the outside of the knee pit. If the elbow is bent, go down till it's straight. Then, looking under your left armpit, squaring the hips still. Oh yeah, they want to move with you. So then, turn the left heel inward, only the heel, leave the toe, and then pull on that heel with your right hand. Now find the lift in your right leg. So it's push and pull, lifting a little, lifting a lot. Feel what's possible for you today. Yes, shaking is good. Good. So sometimes one side goes a little better. Go easy. Just first a little lift. Try to hover and move there. Very good. So good. Charge the leg. That's lifting up. And then from here, ease your way back and find yourself on your knees. Take a child's pose. Give your shoulders a rest. There's a lot in the shoulders today. And then snuggle yourself over. Forehead onto the floor. You can even take your hands back. And what's important here is that your hips are touching your heels. So shin bones down, then the buttocks onto the heels, and then maybe the forehead comes to the floor. If the forehead's not on the floor, then take a block underneath the forehead. No problem. So while you're there, just come back to your intention. Oh yes. Probably you forgot it during the class. Come back to your intention. Take 2 more cycles of breath before we continue. Seated. On your next inhale, pull the belly in, activate the bandhas, rounded spine coming up to an upright seat. Uncoiling. From here, bring your hands forward or bring 2 legs to one side or crisscross the ankles, roll back onto your buttocks. It's personal, doesn't matter. If your knees hurt, bring them to one side, but then also sometimes do it to the other side. So once we're here, sitting on the mat, find your sit bones. If you find your sit bones, you feel immediately that the belly is engaging. Now to go tip just behind and slightly rounding. Hands can go forwards, fingertips can also stay down. Option 1, fingertips down. Option 2, hands go forward, arms are straight. Lifting one leg, engage the belly, lifting the other leg. Now bring the knees in and the chest in towards the knees. Then you find yourself wobbly. That's where the work is. Lifting, elevating the chest. If you want, you can even straighten the legs. Breathing. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose. Then from here, exhale, going into low boat. So it's a banana shape. My lower back is on and my arms are up. Then from here, moving on the inhale upward. Exhale, going down. Inhale, lifting up, Navasana. Ardha Navasana. Navasana. So it's low boat, like a canoe, and it's a boat, like a regular one. Low boat, Navasana. 2 more. And up. Lifting up the legs. Go closer. Chest closer to your knees. And then it's a low boat and then you're far away. And 1 more. Okay. Knees are going to bend. Touch the toe, lift it up. Touch the toe, lift it up. Reach those hands forward. Toes, shin bones parallel with the floor. And upper body close to your thighs. Take it, knees together. Pop, pop, pop. Reach your hands forward. Slight rounding in the spine, but keep the chest elevated. Last one. Cycle. And that's it. Bring the feet down. Take the flesh underneath your sit bones. Just move it away from you. Then lengthen the arms. First, maybe find the midline. The shoulders over your hips. Fingertips back. Dorsiflex your feet. So dorsiflex is like Charlie Chaplin, but the feet are up and not like this. Yeah? And then the fingertips are back. Don't lean on your hands because you start slouching. If the fingertips are there, then you start lifting. And lift the chest and move the chest forward. So onto the fingertips like a spider. It's very precise, I know, I'm sorry. And then from here, if you can reach the chest, don't have to be here, you can be here, but lift that chest. Then activate the whole girdle. Yeah, your corset. And then lifting the arms. Don't start slouching. So you had here the elevation in the chest, so keep it. So what's happening? If you need to bend your knees to make it easier, bend your knees, because this is not the one. Then lengthen. Maybe from there, start recruiting all the strength in your core set, and then leaning forward. Any amount, let your hands drape onto the floor. Now think tush back, your buttocks back, sit bones back, and reaching the rib cage forward towards the knees. Draw that belly in, and then maybe think of paralleling the neck towards the floor. Wherever you are, reach through the heels. Yes, you feel your calf muscles. Yes, maybe you feel your knee pits. And yes, you feel your hamstrings. So from there, start shooting through your heels and not so much pulling on the hands. So draw the belly in order to tip over your hips and down. If you have the room, bring one hand around your heel and then the other and hold hands. Stay here, releasing the upper body, drawing belly in, and breathe. Every inhale makes a little more and more room. Every exhale draws you kind of deeper. Sometimes it's just pulsating. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Look forward, lengthen. Exhale here. Inhale, coming all the way back to the upright position. Now, option 1, fingertips towards you, bend your knees, feet flat. From here you go to tabletop, wrap your elbows back, lifting up, hips in line with your knees and your shoulders. Maybe look up or maybe dropping, not really dropping, but guide the head back. Don't let the knees flee open. Then from there, booty goes back down. That's option 1. Option 2, if this is too easy, internal rotate your upper thigh bones. Take the hands about a hand length behind you. And then from there, draw the belly in. Point your toes like a ballerina or bolero. And then from there, belly in, inner thighs. And then you do lift up from the chest. Breathing for 5, 4, point the toes down, that's the goal. You want to go up, move the hips towards your knees, so forward towards me, and move your head back, open the chest. And 5, lowering down, buttocks back, head will come automatically back. So from there, lengthen. Right leg comes in, no hands. And then Janushirasana, open his right leg. So you have an external rotation. Now press the sole of the foot in and you sit straight. Don't lean back. And then you relax this leg and you press the sole of the foot in because that will square your hips to the front. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Don't slouch. Sweep your arms up. Maybe you stay only here and then lean slightly forward. That's it. If you can sit up straight here, then exhale, midline of the chest above the mid-thigh line. And then going down. Wherever the hands land onto the floor is your end goal. So relax the upper body, moving the shoulders in the same plane as the hips because they're sitting on the floor. So the shoulders in one line. So right shoulder moves a little bit more down for your feel. And then you parallel the shoulders. And there you are breathing. On your next inhale, halfway lift, look forward, straighten the spine. Exhale there. Now from here, you can take your thigh or your calf muscle with you and bring it in. Point your right foot and bring it a little bit more over to the left so you feel a little bit more more secure than here. So then from there, you can bring the left knee in. You can hold maybe the left knee. From there, it's your option. Taking the ankle, taking the calf muscle. Whatever it is, I go for my heel. The further you go to the end of the extremities of your legs, the more hard it is. So draw that belly in to keep the upright position and then keep the thigh in towards the chest and maybe flatten it out. So there is really contact with the chest and your thigh. So I'm not going to do this. That's not what I'm looking for. Now it's leg first and spine second. It is always spine first and then the leg. So lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. If you can, double wrap. And then if you can, bring the chin towards your shin bone. Draw that belly in. From here, inhale, lengthen. Chest away from thighs, looking up. Then let the hands go. Leave the leg. Then bring it down. Good job. So bring the right knee back in. Taking the right hand onto the knees, flexing the left one. Right hand on fingertips behind you. At the height of your sacral bone. Inhale, peeling left arm up, charging the left leg. Exhale, elbow over or the hand over, elbow over. Inhale, lengthen that spine again. Exhale, twist over to your right shoulder. Moving the right knee over to the left side, but at the same time, you press it back into the elbow. So you have traction here. But this is a good traction. From here, if there is more space, bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee and keep twisting. If there is even more room, don't break your elbow. If there's more room, maybe help it. Bring the left hand around and then the right hand, thumb goes down and find the shoulder blades and then maybe find the interlacement of the other hand. So what is happening here? Half sitting, half standing. So stamp your right foot down. Flexing the left one, your right sit bone is off the floor. Yes. And now you twist. Slowly but surely, undo it on the inhale and coming and to look straight forward. Then from there, sliding the right leg forward without hands, moving the left one in on your own strength. This is all core. Yeah? So don't pull it in. Again, sit up straight. Now with your own strength from the abdominal, bring it in. Yes, that's how far that you get. Perfect. If you want to get it, it's just in front of the knee, then pull it a little bit more in with your hands. Now from here, moving the left knee out and drag, plant it on the inside. Now find the lift again. Plant the sole of the foot into your thigh, so really press, that will square your hips. Dorsiflex your right foot, arms are up. Relax the knee and then lift as high as you can, draw belly in and drape over your own hips. Wherever you land is your landing point. Then reaching forward on the inhale, exhale, find your deepest pose. And then again, torso, your chest bone, the midline of your body in the midline of your femur bone. So it's not my right chest onto my right thigh. It is my chest, the cleavage in between, and that's where you want to be. Now, it's of course the left shoulder that needs to level out a little bit. So level it out with the floor parallel. So don't go in the pose that your left shoulder is nice and high, but that you level it out and work with the strength of your bandhas. Breathing in and out. Slowly from here on your inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale there. Inhale, coming all the way up. Maybe you drag your foot, but first reset this one. So the knee comes a little bit more towards the midline. And then there we are. Drag this right foot in. You can hold the calf muscle and then stay here, but really bring the thigh in towards your chest bone. Then you can flex the foot, you can hold it, you can point it. Whatever it is, lengthen its spine. Yeah, so don't try to push the lower back and the mid back out. Keep it in. Then, if you are there, bringing it towards straight-ish. But don't bring it towards straight-ish that you lose the contact of your thigh. So here you have contact. If it's still contact here, perfect, stay here. Wherever you are. If there is more room, double rep. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin towards your shin bone. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift the chest away from your thigh, looking up. And then from there, exhale, letting it go. Slow. Good. Then taking your left foot in. So there's a hand width apart in between your thigh and your left foot. So it's not close together. So it's hip width apart. Then from here, left fingertips go behind and you lift. So maybe your left sit bone is already lifting. That's okay, that's good. That needs to happen because I'm standing on my left foot. I'm standing, so if you can do something like this, it's half standing, half sitting. So left sit bone is up because I stand on my left foot. Now, left fingertips behind you. So lift that left seat off the floor. Left seat, exactly. Then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, hand or elbow. Inhale first, look over your fingertips to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, bring the left thigh over to the right. You maybe want to open the left shoulder a little bit more. Feel the differences inside. And press with your left knee into your right elbow. If there is more room, maybe you want to hold on to the outside of the left knee. So you have an internal rotation from the humerus, the left side. Lengthen. Feel the twist. If there is more possibility for you because there is breath, charge the extended leg, charge it. And if you're still sitting on your buttocks, change it because it's off the floor, the sit bone. So, and if there's more room, maybe on this side there is, maybe on the other side there's not, help the arm around, internal rotation of the upper arm bone, and then bring this one around high underneath the collarbone, the shoulder blades, and then find the bind. This is definitely for me my harder side. But we do what we can, right? Slowly from here. Inhale, release, and come back to center. Exhale there. Extending both legs. Bringing those hands forward. Pulling in the belly. And just with little ones, you go down, down, down. Where you want to go fast, you slow down, or even you hold. So do you find what's going on there? And then vertebrae by vertebrae, you go down. Oh yeah. Oh yes, here it's easy. And then you lay down. Bring then the legs in towards the chest, hands down at your sides. Widen the shoulder blades onto the floor, lifting up those legs. If you are in ladies' holiday, the time of the month, day 2 and day 3, then stay here with the legs up. If you're a man, you have not such a problem, or if you're over that period, then you can move all the way up. Let's go to candle. So you bring your legs up overhead, elbows are underneath your shoulders, and lifting yourself up into a candle. Make sure that you stack your toes on top of your knees. Make also sure that you stack your knees on top of your hips. So if you find your feet far hanging over your forehead, then your knees are not stacked on top of your hips. Okay. Don't look left, don't look right, look at your own toes. Yes. Hug the elbows in and make sure that they at the width of your shoulders. They want always to split out. So hug them in. If there is more room for you, that you can walk up towards your mid-back, go ahead. So you go higher onto your shoulders. The shoulder stands. Good. Very nice. Sometimes you do not need the hands. Maybe you want to interlace the hands and then extend the pinkies and the forearms down. Good job. Keep breathing. Very nice. If you want, you can go to Plow Pose. Keep your spine straight and bring the legs overhead and fold from the hips. Don't round from the spine. Fold from the hips. You can flex your feet if the feet are almost touching the floor but not quite, and then maybe you can touch. Don't look left, don't look right, look straight up. It's very bad for your neck. And if the toes are touching the floor, then point, of course. Point. As a ballerina. Nice, long spine. Sit bones nice and high and try to now think hollow back. Yes, there you go. So you tush goes this way. Yes, and then you feel, oh, my toes go off the floor. But then the spine gets even more and you use a little bit more traction in the belly. So think hollow spine. So if I move, tip your hips and you feel, yes, hollowness in the spine. And you're like, oh, that's hard. Exactly. Looks beautiful, by the way. I hope it feels good too. Because it must feel good, right? Once you're there in your plow pose, let me get into the pose as well. Tip from the hips. Think hollow spine. Then from here, maybe bring those legs up again. Bend the knees, come into 90-degree corner, knee pits and backside of your thighs. Tilt your tailbone so you have this long spine. You're in or on a kitchen table, sitting upside down with a very low ceiling, which is the floor. Then, if you want, you can place left hand on the top of your knee, straighten the arm, maybe you find the right one. Press the knees into your hands and the hands into your knees. You can sit here. Still think hollow spine. Still think crown of the head towards the back side of the mat. 90-degree corner in your legs. Straighten the spine. Yes, that's where the work is. Very, very good. Then from there, just extend your legs over the head. Come back in plow pose and then drag the legs as slow as you can over the nose, and vertebrae by vertebrae, you're coming down. When the legs are up, so we're all together, even if there's ladies' holiday, Now hands go down, but touch the thumbs and the index finger so you have a diamond mudra underneath your sacred bone at the height of your tailbone. And then flex the feet and then charge the legs. When the legs are very heavy, lift up your upper body, lower the legs, inhale, peel the chest up, pull the hands back, and then come into your, so reset your throat, your thyroid, the Adam's apple. And this is your fish pose. Breathe through the upper chest. Press with the elbows and you're sitting on your hands, right? It's the hands are not on your sacred bone, your hands, your thumb is at your tailbone. And that will pull it like whoop, and then you pop up your chest. Like a proud pigeon. Breathing calmly, finding that lift, still flexing or pointing the feet so the legs are still charged. Yes, there's nothing ever untouched in yoga. That makes it also so difficult, so complicated. And then people say yoga is easy. I never find yoga easy. Never. No form that I find easy. All right, let's go. Lift up, lower back goes towards the floor. Almost there. Hug your knees in. Yay! Arms around your knees. Give yourself a hug because you deserve it. Rock and roll from left to right. Kids making salads. And there we are. Oh, relax the shoulders. Now take your arms out in the capital letter T, hand palms facing up towards the sky. And then roll the knees towards the left side. Oh, now you can let go of muscles. Ah, yes, lay those knees down to the left side and your gaze travels to your right hand. Now feel if you can plant the right shoulder blade down. If that's very, very easy, then maybe extend those arms a little wider, but release the shoulders. Maybe soften the neck a little bit more. So the twist is a very good one to release the spine. If you find that your knees are very far below the chest line, more towards the hips, or even below the hips, you take a little different twist in the spine. That's fine. But release the muscles of the belly, release the breath, and start feeling that you can inflate the lungs now to the full capacity. You're in a twist, so your left side is a little bit compressed, but the right side is right open, so breathe more to the right side. Sometimes you hear, that's your spine resetting itself. Sometimes you hear that during class. As long as it doesn't hurt, perfectly fine, totally normal. Now bring the gaze back up to center, and then one by one the knees back. Hug the arms in and give yourself a big hug, but leave your head resting on the floor. The job is done. And then from there, keep the knees as close as you can, but open the arms. And then move the knees to your right elbow. And if the knees want to go down a little, let it happen. It's a natural body. It's telling you like, okay, that's a little bit too high, bring it a little lower. If you want to weigh the top leg down with your right arm, that's fine too. And then start breathing. Oh, no muscles. No opposite forces here. Because that's what it is with yoga. There's always the opposite directions and opposite forces working. Very complicated. The body wants to make it easy and goes into habitual movement. And with yoga, you're mindful. You feel. So nothing is by accident or just coincidence. It's really every move, every breath you take is cautious, mindful, feeling. No judging. Oh, nice twisting. Take your time. First, bring your eyes back to the sky, and then one by one, the knees back into your chest. When the knees are back into your chest, hold on to the knees and just shimmy the knees up and down, up and down. And then maybe circle the knees outward and inward. Oh, hip mobility. And then from there, move circles in the other direction. Massaging your lower back at the same time, a part of the buttocks. And then from here, crisscross the ankles, hold on to the feet, lift up your head. Start rock and rolling. So, rolling up and inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale all the way back. Rounded spine. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale. Up. And now you sit up and you turn your back to me. You had it with me.
Oh.
Turn around. And then you scoot a little forward. We almost lay down. We almost lay down. Now we roll back. Other foot on top. And then roll back. Inhale. 1. Exhale up. Inhale 2. Exhale up. Inhale 3. Exhale up. Last one. Inhale. Oh, lay yourself down. Ooh. You can go first for restorative. So the feet go to the outer edges, knee collapse inward. Oh, lower back has support on the floor. If this feels wonderful for your back, you can stay here, but also feel free to extend your legs out and make at least your feet about hip width or even wider. So not a narrow leg. So take your legs more apart. Yep. And really take up some space. So let me grab your feet. And then it's like, take up space because you paid for it. So relaxing those legs. And this, I'm going to tell you, this is the most hard part of the class. Laying still. If you're bothered by the sunlight, place a towel on top of your face or your shirt on top of your face. So if you need to wiggle a little to make yourself really comfortable and are sure that you're comfortable, do that. And then after that you lay still. The hardest part is to lay still. And we thought the dynamic part was hard. It's difficult. But this, laying still, is very tempting for the mind to run in all directions, making no sense. So let's make it a little bit easier on the mind. Focus with the mind on your breath. Feel how your breath is slowing down. Feel how your heartbeat is easy and calm. Then focus on the spot right between the eyebrows. Let that part be so relaxed, no frown, no wrinkle. Relax the eyebrows, relax the forehead, the temples, your cheeks. Your lower jaw is part from your upper jaw. Space. Your tongue in the mouth falls to the left, to the right, or back towards the throat. Relax the face. Feel the skull pressing onto earth. Feel the support from earth underneath you. Surrender the skin, soften it. The muscles release. Soften the joints. Soften even your bone structure. sink, settle, rest. Belly is soft, buttocks is melting onto the floor, thighs are heavy and rolling outward, kneecaps released, calf muscles surrender, heels pressing heavily into the earth, feet flopping out and letting the toes curl. Following the breath, feeling that every inhale lifts up your ribcage, broaden it, widen it, deepen it, and also feels that the belly fills up and rising. And then when you exhale, ribcage sinks down, in, belly sinks, and then repeat. Feel the flow like a rhythmic wave of the ocean, rolling onto shore, trusting the next breath will come, and it will. Enjoy this piece of the class. Let the class sink in, settle in. Whatever you understood from the cues, what you implemented in your body, give it time for that by easing in to the floor, doing nothing. I will be quiet, but I will be watching all of you, and I will wake you again with a singing. Let your ears come back by hearing the sound of the singing bowl, and bring breath back. Take maybe a deep inhale, a very deep sigh out. First sound is for the ears and the breath. While the sound is fading away, bring your awareness from the body towards your extremities, your feet and your hands. Bring small movements back in the toes, in the fingers, and then let that ripple into moving the ankles and the wrists. When the wrist and the ankles are moving, let the elbows and the knees start moving. Whatever pops up in your mind, how you want to move, move like that. Everybody has their eyes closed, don't worry about it, nothing is weird. And then when the knees and the elbows are moving, then it's time to get the hips and the shoulders involved. So just start bigger movements. Maybe you want to rock from side to side with the knees into your arms and rocking from side to side. Maybe you just want to stretch out the arms up and overhead and point the toes far away from the hands. Maybe you want to do it both. Maybe you want to take a happy baby. So holding the soles of the feet and bend at the knees. Whatever you do, make the moves. And then when you made all the moves, turn to your right side in a fetal position and making a pillow from your right arm to lay on there. Little snooze moment. Almost time to go back up. And when it's time for you to move back up, place your hands, come sideways and up and extend your top left leg. Sideways coming up is so less straining for the body, and when you rock and roll up while you were in the total relaxation pose, your resting pose. Find your way, how you want to seat, belly facing me, and then we close the class. So once you find your spot, right hand can hold the left hand, thumbs together. The start of class and end of class look a lot alike. So whatever ever happened in between those two poses, the seated ones, doesn't really matter. You did your best. Yeah? So from there, bring the hands towards your heart. Bow the head towards your heart. Maybe come back to your intention. How do you feel now? How's your body feeling? How is the mind? Is it at ease? How is the breath? How is your soul? Hopefully what yoga does for you is aligning the body in a way it's meant to be, how you were born, with all these little designer's mistakes in it. But your head is on top of your body, and in that body is your beautiful heart. And if it's correct, that one is aligned too. So bring the arms up on an inhale, lifting. And then open the arms nice and wide and let fall in from above what needs to fall in. So the more you spread, the more that can fall in. And then from here, what fall in into your arms, just send it up and then collect it all together and then bring it in towards your heart and seal it in. You worked for it, it's yours. So keep it for you. From my heart to yours, namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
After class, drink.